Hello there, everyone. If you're watching this video, then you are part of the TTOR army, an army that is building itself up one subscriber at a time. And speaking of subscribers, if you're watching this and you like the video that you're about to see, then I would encourage you not only to subscribe to my channel, but also to leave your likes and comments down below and check out my other videos. The more of you who like the content subscribe to the channel, the bigger our subscriber base gets, and the more of you who like this content, the more you share it out, the better we'll do. This channel will grow with your help. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about today's article, which is put out by the BBC. It came out, I believe, on April 11th. The article, as you can see here, is titled "The Microchip Implants That Let You Pay with Your Hand." Now, this article by the BBC is kind of frightening if you're, someone who's frightened by stuff like this. But if you're a student of the Bible prophecy and you know what's coming in the end times, this doesn't surprise you at all. The article says, Patrick Pauman causes a stir whenever he pays for something in a shop or restaurant. This is because the 37-year-old doesn't need to use a bank card or his mobile phone to pay. Instead, he simply places his left hand near the contactless card reader. A small LED light under his skin then immediately glows and the payment goes through. The reactions I get from cashiers are priceless, says Mr. Pauman, a security guard from the Netherlands. He's able to pay using his hand because back in 2019, he had a contactless payment microchip, little bigger than a grain of rice, injected under his skin. The procedure hurts as much as when someone pinches your skin, says Mr. Pauman. A microchip was first implanted into a human back in 1998, but it is only during the past decade that the technology has been available commercially. And when it comes to implantable payment chips, British-Polish firm Walletmore says that last year it became the first company to offer them for sale. The implant can be used to pay for a drink on the beach of Rio, a coffee in New York, a haircut in Paris, or at your local grocery store, says founder and chief executive Wojciech Paprota. It can be used whenever contactless payments are accepted, or wherever contactless payments are accepted. Walletmore's chip, which weighs less than a gram, is comprised of a tiny microchip and an antenna encased in a bipolymer, a naturally sourced material similar to plastic. Mr. Paprota adds that it is entirely safe, has regulatory approval, works immediately after being implanted, and will stay firmly in place. It also lasts indefinitely and does not require a battery or other power source. The firm says it has now sold more than 500 of the chips. The technology Walletmore uses is Near Field Communications, or NFC, the contactless payment system in smartphones. Other payment implants are based on radio frequency identification, RFID, which is the technology typically found in physical contactless debit and credit cards. So, as we can see from the first part of this article, implantable microchips that are put inside your hands that you can use to pay for anything and to sell stuff ultimately, those not only exist now, but they're starting to be sold commercially. They're about to become a lot more commonplace. And part of what makes this a little eerie and scary is that this is basically part of the whole transhuman push. When you go all the way down to the very end of the article, you read the last 3 paragraphs. Back in the Netherlands, Mr. Pauman's payment chip has a built-in LED light that is kinetically powered by the movement of his body. Describing himself as a biohacker, someone who puts pieces of technology into his body to try and improve his performance, he has 32 implants in total, including chips to open doors and embedded magnets. Technology keeps evolving, so I keep collecting more, he says. My implants augment my body. I wouldn't want to live without them, he says. There will always be people who don't want to modify their body. We should respect that, and they should respect us as biohackers. So, this Pauman guy that was mentioned at the beginning of the article has 32 total implants in his body, and apparently he just loves shoving microchips into his body. He basically considers himself a biohacker, and that basically he can't live without these augmentations that he puts in his body. This is basically an introductory course to transhumanism, and basically there's going to come a day where people who refuse to get microchips implanted in their body will be treated as scum of the earth. They will be looked down upon. They'll be seen as the freaks and weirdos. Ugh, those weirdos who won't get microchips implanted in their body. Stay far away from those guys. They probably believe in hate speech, and they probably believe in open and honest discussion. What horrible people. That day is coming, ladies and gentlemen. But as far as the technology itself goes, this is literally everything I've been talking about in the past as far as the precursor technology to the Mark of the Beast. If you look at my recent upload to Joshu TV titled A Precursor to the Mark of the Beast Part 1, I talked about in a 2017 video about how the microchip technology, biometric microchips, were already in existence, and there were certain companies that were forcing their employees to get them, and they needed these chips to be able to buy snacks from vending machines, to be able to log into computers and get in and out of the office and stuff like that. And if you saw the full video, the article from the USA Today that was talking about all this said that in the future, this kind of technology would become more commonplace. And then, in my part 2 video about the social credit score system, I talked about what the social credit score system was and about how it would be tied into that kind of microchip technology that we just talked about in this video, and that basically the Mark of the Beast was going to probably be some kind of microchip that you had to get implanted into you, and that you needed this chip to be able to buy or sell anything, just like the chip we're reading about today in 2022 with the BBC report. But the twist to the Mark of the Beast is that some kind of social credit score system will be tied into the exact same microchip. So if you have wrong think, wrong opinions, and all of that, that little chip will keep track of your social credit score. And so if you do not bow the knee to the establishment and do exactly what the globalists tell you to do, the Beast system will lower your social credit score to the point where you lose all your rights and your ability to basically exist. So I talked about those things in past videos. I'll have the link to these 2 videos in the description box below if you want to watch them at your leisure. But this microchip story by the BBC News is just an extension of what I talked about in those previous videos. Basically, the technology that we were talking about in 2017 is now not just something that some companies are doing. It's starting to become commercially available. And they're bringing up, hardworking average citizens who basically are embracing this technology and basically trying to make transhumanism look good and trying to make getting microchipped in order to be able to buy or sell or have a life. They're trying to make that look cool and appealing. So don't be fooled by this, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mark of the Beast technology coming into existence right before your eyes. And one of the things I've always theorized, or at least I've theorized over the past several years, is that before the Mark of the Beast itself comes out, society at large is going to be so indoctrinated into having microchips being implanted in their body in order to be able to do anything that they're not going to think anything of the Mark of the Beast when it comes out. They're going to think, oh, just one more microchip to put into me in order for me to live my life and do my thing, so here we go. That's basically what's being done with BBC News articles like this. This is part of the social conditioning program to get you to accept the whole idea of needing to have a microchip implanted into you in order to buy and sell and do anything, really. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw and you want to help me go from being a part-time to a full-time content creator, then I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button, check out my other videos, and leave your likes and comments down below. It doesn't matter whether you're seeing me on YouTube, or Joshu TV, or YouTube, or NewTube, or BitChute. The concept applies to them all equally. And if you'd like to follow me on my various social media accounts, I would encourage you to check out my Tap My Bio profile, where I have links to all of the social media sites that I have accounts on. If you'd like to help me preserve freedom of speech on the internet, there are two ways you can do this. You can join and use my website Creation Social, which is an open source alt-tech alternative to Facebook and Gab. Lots of great conversations happen here. You have true freedom of speech with very minimal drama, which I think is the best of both worlds. And if you like using Facebook at all, then you should definitely use Creation Social. If you want to help me create a video sharing site of my own, I would encourage you to donate to the Quarter Project. Quarter is an open source alt-tech alternative to YouTube that I am currently working on raising funds for. It's going to be a site that is very feature rich and functional, and it will have pretty much all the features you'd ever want in a video sharing site, and all of the freedom of speech that you would want as well. So you can contribute to the Quarter Project either through my GiveSendGo campaign, which you can see here on screen, or you can donate to the Quarter account on Flattr, where you can do one-time or monthly tips. And everything you do as far as Flattr donations go or GiveSendGo campaign goes will go towards the Quarter Project. And if you'd like to help fund TTOR or the Creation Social and or Quarter projects, then you can purchase products from my Teespring store, where we have TTOR merch, we have Creation Social merch, and we have Quarter merch. And you'll find the link to that in the description box below as well. You can also help fund me by buying and reading my books. There's another Inconvenient Truth, What Secular America Hates, and there's another Inconvenient Truth too, Defending Young Earth Creationism. You can find access to these books on the TTOR website. Thank you for watching, and have an excellent day.